The inflatable rafts from the Italian builders ENG ZAR are characterised by a strong family feeling. That is to say, they all look very familiar, and to discern one from the others, we must bring our services to different places each time. For example, to try this 6.5 metre raft, the ZAR 65 Suite, we have come to Miami. There is another element common to all ZAR rafts, and that is the excellent utilisation of their space, which characterises the entire range, from large models, such as the 87 well deck, to smallest dinghy, such as ZF1. This model has stood the test of time. It debuted 15 years ago and has been perfected over time with various versions. There is one with a local toilet under the console. This is the suite model, distinguished by a pleasant living area aft with sofas and a central table, which becomes a sunbathing area or lowers onto the deck. The fiberglass bow allows for optimum use of the inboard spaces. On other inflatables, this area is usually occupied by the tubes. Let's have a look. Also underneath, the stem is as sharp as a knife blade, and the deep V-hull shape continues all the way to the stern, for smooth sailing, even in rough seas. Next to the tube runs the characteristic tunnel, designed by ENG to minimise water spray and limit pitching. Many say this is not really an inflatable raft because it seems more like a fiberglass boat. I believe that it combines the advantages of both types. That is, the spaciousness of the fiberglass boats and the safety of inflatable vessels. By the way, here is where the inflation valves are located, inside the lockers, well protected. The sunbathing area is not large enough to lie down, but can be expanded with the extension. In place of the latter, a removable table may be installed, which together with the bow deck and the seat in front of the console creates a cosy dining area. You can pass easily around the deck, and even going down to the swim ladder is comfortable thanks to special steps. We see that the entire length of the boat has been taken, utilised by the deck, which comes all the way to the ends of the tubes. All passengers have access to at least one handhold for their safety. To facilitate passage, there are also 2 handrails provided on the bow and other handholds on the aft mast, which help when coming aboard from the water. Loading capacity is one of the strengths of the entire ZAR range, and 65 is no exception. The aft peak is so wide that you can immerse yourself in it, and the operation is facilitated by the opening of the full bench. Other storage spaces are located at the bow, inside the console and under the pilot's seat. The double pilot seat becomes a backrest bolster. The space between the couch and the helm is more than enough, and the shape of the console allows for comfort, even when standing. I'd say that it's time to try it. Okay, I like sports boats, fast inflatable boats, but is this one overdone? 200 horses on a 6.5 metre craft. The departure is quick, like lightning. We are already at 20 knots and the engine is settling at 3,200 revs a minute. I wonder what the cruising speed of the ZAR 65 Suite will be. Meanwhile, I'll tell you that we are not sailing in very calm waters. The height of the wave is less than half a metre, but every once in a while they reach a metre. It will be a difficult trial. 25 knots and we are at 3,700 revs a minute. There is still much more throttle to give.
Non ho alzato il trim perché
I have not raised the trim because in these seas I don't know if it makes sense to do so.
allora lo stacco di sicurezza.
Okay then, the security detachment is connected.
Il portellone è chiuso.
Door is closed, the seatbelts. Ah, no, we're not on an airplane. But it seemed like it because we began to raise the speed.
Oh, si è
Oh,
alzato.
also the hull begins to rise from the water. We are already at 36 knots.
Adesso però è inutile per provare la
But now it's useless to try the maximum trim.
È impegnativo.
It's very challenging.
Vediamo dove stiamo.
Let's see where we are. Oh, 40 knots.
Io credo che
Well, I believe you can see for yourself that any more than this we cannot do today. But I assure you that with the ZAR 65, with this power, you can go much, much faster.
c'è un aspetto che ho trovato molto interessante alla guida dello ZAR 65.
There is one aspect that I found very interesting on the ZAR 65 suite. We know well how with vessels of this length it is important to define the quality of navigation. Even half a metre more makes a big difference, and this 6.5 metres actually behaves more like it was 7.5 metres. But it's no wonder why. The waterline length of the ZAR 65 is pretty much higher than that of other models that have the same overall length.
Insomma, con parole più semplici,
In short, both on deck and out at sea, this raft is much better than its size would suggest.